What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today what I want to do is kind of outline at least how I'm viewing the TCG world and how I think the end of 2025 is going to play out, and even going into 2026, and specifically in Pokemon, because next year is going to be the 30th anniversary. I know a lot of people right now are talking about, when is the bull run going to end? Should I be selling? A lot of people are nervous. Some people aren't nervous, which is fair. But in this video, I just want to give my opinion on what I see going on. And you guys can let me know in the comments down below if you agree or disagree. Before we get into that, though, I do want to give a shout out to today's video sponsor, the Shiny app. Guys, whether you're investing in Pokemon, you're collecting, you need to know what you have at all times. That's where Shiny comes in. It's a mobile app. You can track your collection, whether it's sealed product, singles, or slabs. They cover Pokemon, One Piece, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Sorcery, Lorcana, and they also added in Gundam now. In my opinion, their app is way easier to use than their competitions, and also they're trying to update more often than everyone else. They're updating twice a day from places like TCG Player, eBay, Card Market, and price charting. And the best part about Shiny is that it's free, so I'll leave links to the Google Play and App Store in the description and pinned comment down below. And thank you to Shiny for sponsoring the video. Now, we'll start off talking about Pokemon, and then afterwards, I'm going to touch on a couple other TCGs that I think you guys should be interested in. But in Pokemon, we've seen over the past few months, everything's going from the older generations, whether it's XY era, Black and White, even now, like Platinum, and going back even into Vintage. A lot of those sets and booster boxes are starting to move. But Sun and Moon era, Team Up, Cosmic Eclipse I brought up as well. These boxes are continuing to move. Cosmic's almost up to 5K now, which is getting ridiculous. I had someone ask me in the comments down below if I owned any Sun and Moon era boxes. No, unfortunately, I didn't buy any. And they also asked me, based on current prices, if I'd be tempted to sell. Yeah, I'd probably be tempted to sell, right? Like, I don't know, if you bought these boxes for MSRP and you're now up like 30, 40x, yeah, I'd probably be tempted to sell. But obviously not everything. You guys know, in my opinion, right, when it comes to Pokemon investing, I like to sell about half of what I own when I can double, then keep the other half. Obviously, for my Sword and Shield era stuff, I haven't done that. I've held on to a lot more of my Sword and Shield era stuff. But for other products, whether it was ancillary products or just weaker sets that I didn't think were going to do as well, I'm totally fine doing that. Get your money out of the hobby. Risk-free investments are always great. So yeah, I probably would have sold a lot of my position if I did own them at this point. But Sun and Moon era, popping off, Sword and Shield era, Fusion Strike, I mean, these boxes on TCG Player, they're now selling for like $875 fairly consistently over the past couple days. I would not be surprised if they get to 900 if we see the odd sale there. We'll have to wait and see Wednesday what's going on. Evolving Skies, though, I think this is actually the first sale on TCG Player at $2,500. So we're really witnessing history here with Evolving Skies. There are obviously sales on eBay higher than this, and we might be getting to a point on TCG Player, because as you guys know, the older a set gets, the more expensive it becomes, the less reliable TCG Player data becomes, because a lot of people turn to eBay and other platforms where they actually can see photos of the product they're buying when it becomes more expensive. So that might be happening with Evolving Skies at this point. Lost Origin also, out of all of these alt-art sets, is actually performing the best in this kind of leg up 20% over the past month. And this is selling now for around $650. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if this makes a move towards $700 if this bull run continues for another week or two. We'll have to wait and see on Wednesday. But that's kind of the older generations. Now in the SV era and moving forward, I think Paldea evolved towards the end of the year. It could be interesting to see what happens, especially if we don't get more booster boxes. Maybe 151, which I didn't bring up. I mean, that's just going to continue to go. Outside of those sets, like maybe Paradox, Obsidian's actually having a little bit of a run. It's almost back to 250 now at this point. Paradox, Temporal, SV Base, they're not as exciting of sets, but they are a bit older. So those could be sets we see start to make decent moves towards the end of this year. But even going forward, right, and looking at newer stuff and where a lot of the hype is going to be, these Mega Evolution sets, even the base set, looks very interesting to me. Obviously, we have the gold cards. This isn't the entire list, but we're going to have Mega Lucario, some other awesome Pokemon in there, Gardevoir as well. But Phantasmal Flames, which is coming out in November, I believe, November 14th, I think this is going to be a bigger set than Mega Brave and Mega Symphonia's combination into our base set. This is going to have Mega Charizard. It's going to have Mega Gengar. If we get very good looking SIR cards of both of those. I think it's almost irrelevant at that point what else is in the set. It's going to be very expensive. And considering that the base set's pre-ordering for like $235 on TCG Player, again, that's pre-orders on TCG Player, so that's more than likely going to come down a little bit because we all know pre-orders are usually a bit higher on that platform. But still, I think these are both going to be very expensive. And if we do get those very nice SIRs, Phantasmal Flames could do something kind of what like Destin Rivals did, where it ran up to like $300. That really wouldn't surprise me if we get some banger cards out of this set, especially considering we're going to be moving into the holiday season. That's generally where people spend more time inside. They spend more money on whether it's Christmas gifts or Black Friday, etc. So even outside of the older sets from different eras, I'm super bullish on these next couple sets that we're going to get in this mega kind of shorter block. And it's not just Pokemon that's popping off right now and looks promising heading into the fall. One Piece as well. I mean, PRB02, this is coming out here fairly shortly. I believe early October is when we're going to be getting these boxes. This set is looking quite strong. We have the Sanji manga up top. We're going to have those manga event cards with the new Emperors in there. There's lots of interesting alt arts. We're also getting the Gold Dawns, and I believe there's been confirmed like Gold Dawn God packs, and then also I think even an alternate art God pack, so not like special rares or the manga or anything. They didn't reprint all the mangas, which I think is good actually in this set. If you guys do follow One Piece and PRBO1, they reprinted all of the old manga cards, which I'm glad they didn't do that. But an alternate art God pack could be interesting as well. But PRBO2, it's looking solid. And then also OP13 carrying on his will. This set looks awesome. We got a lot of leaks yesterday. It's going to be an anniversary set, and Bandai has just crushed the anniversary sets. I mean, Romance Dawn, the initial release, 05, 09, now OP13. If we look at some of these cards, we're going to have the three brothers, and they're going to have regular manga rares and then also red manga rares. And people are talking about these being the exact same, but I saw someone write in a comment on a Wasi Plays video that they actually have different panels. And if you come in here and look, the top one is the same, but the second panel, I believe, is different. And I actually don't know if this is the case, but the person said that in the red manga, this panel is basically like the first time in the manga when they use their like fire attack, I believe. I don't know, if you guys are deeper into One Piece than I am at this point, definitely feel free to let me know, but they are clearly different panels. So these are going to be expensive cards. Outside that, we're getting a Shanks SSP or the special rare, whatever this is. I'm not going to go super in depth into what I think about these. I really do think that they've reused this artwork way too often. It's getting a bit bland, but these are still going to be very expensive cards. Also, a lot of these special rares, we're getting wanted posters of the brothers and Gold Roger. So this set is going to be an absolute banger. And then even outside of One Piece, I mean, Magic the Gathering, we have Spider-Man coming later this year. This is coming out in September, I believe. You can see over the past month, these are up 17%. The collector boxes, these are sitting around $870. You guys know I don't invest in Magic, but following the success of Final Fantasy and now Spider-Man, I'm starting to contemplate whether I should dip my toes into Magic at this point. So to sum up this video, I really do believe that Pokemon is going to continue doing well throughout the rest of 2025. Into 2026, we're going to have the 30th anniversary as well. And then even if Pokemon starts to take a step back and slow down a little bit, other games right now, like One Piece, I mean, PRBO2 and then OP13, these are going to be huge sets. And if that's not your jam, I mean, Magic the Gathering is just continuing to pump out great products. And then also, I mean, Gundam's quite popular right now. We also have Riftbound coming later this year at the end of October. So there's tons of TCGs pumping out stuff that is highly anticipated right now. And I'm definitely not saying that you should invest in all of these. You guys know I only invest in Pokemon and now into One Piece. I personally think it's better just to stay with the safer, more established games. But if you want to take a little bit of a gamble, maybe put a little bit of investment into these, I'm sure some people are going to do well, and there are probably going to be some products that pop off and are large successes. So you guys let me know in the comments down below if you think any of these smaller games are going to do well. With all that said, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Again, go check out Shiny, links in the description down below. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.